Hello, this is John, the Vintage Fisherman. This ain't vintage. This is a Penn Fierce. Doesn't have a handle. It's beat up pretty good. It's missing the cap. It's got a rod knocking. We're gonna have to do some work here. Picked it up at auction, and I have plans for it. I didn't realize it was in this bad a shape, but that's the thing about auctions. You can't crank it over and feel it, and it's going to cost me a little bit of money to fix. But, that's what I do. I fix reels, right? So we're going to fix it. We'll see what it needs. I've already got a handle in that cap in my shopping cart at Mystic. I will be ordering parts from Mystic Reel Parts for this reel, and I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but these are really good people. I mean, it's a Wednesday. If I order these parts before they close, they're on the East Coast where I am, I'll probably have these parts Friday or Saturday, and I'll be able to put this reel back together. So I got to hurry up here. It's Wednesday afternoon, so I don't want to don't want to drag my feet too long to see what we got here, but we're going to take the drag apart first. I'm going to do it just like any other reel. I'm going to tear it all the way down and see what it needs. I'm going to order what it needs. If I get to $40, I'd say I probably lost I probably lost on the reel, but yeah, I think it's good for up to that probably, but we'll see. It does not have the HT100 drags. It's got the felt drag, but this is a 3,000 size reel, so I don't think I need to go much bigger than that, or much stronger drag than that. Okay, so let's see what that is. That's a plastic cap of some sort in there. Okay, and everything's working all right on that. Over here we got, and one of the things wrong with it, you see the rotor's loose. Somebody has taken the rotor loose on it, so we're going to look at that. But let's take the side cover off. Yes, so you got this little heel plate here, and you can get these new. I'm not going to bother. It's okay that it's a little bit dinged up. I'm fine with it being dinged up. I'm going to use this in fresh water. I've got a rod for it up there, and I plan on. I think you got to take this one out. Yes, so you take this one out too. And this little plate hooks in underneath that screw. So you got to get that screw all the way out. And then this plate just pulls out. I may order one. I mean, the rest of the reel's in pretty good shape. We'll see. We'll see what we get to in other parts. If all I need is a handle and a cap, I'll probably order that too. But like I said, the reel's going to get used, going to get beat up. I'm not too worried about how pretty it is. This is a Penn Fierce it's a metal reel. I really like that. It's got decent gears in it. It's instant anti-reverse. I really like that. I've gotten spoiled by instant anti-reverse. Oh, there's one more screw there. There's one hiding right underneath that cover plate or heel plate, and it's a good entry-level Penn spinning reel. It's better than the Pursuit. I think it's the other one that's kind of close in price range, but it's wanting to fight me just a little bit. Well, everything looks good on the inside. Nothing's broke. These blocks sometimes will break. This particular model is not too bad. We'll take a look at the bearings. I don't think it's going to need bearings. We're going to take this shaft out, their axle shaft. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It all seems to be in pretty good order here. We'll take the main gear out. Yeah, it's got some shims under it right here. This reel hasn't seen a lot of use. I'm not really sure why somebody went into the rotor. So what I'm suspecting is somebody tried to take this rotor apart without knowing how to take the rotor apart. Does that make sense? But everything's in good shape. There's nothing broken. I mean, sometimes these bosses will get messed up. It looks pretty good. Bearing, good. There's two different bearings there. So over here, you see it's loose as crap. I can't really tighten that up, but I think somebody has. I'm just gonna play with it here for a second, folks. Just hang on. I think somebody has tried to do something to this reel. I don't really know what. I don't know why. It could be it's got some bad bearings in it, you know, up here, but we're going to continue to pull it down and try to pull it down. It's that little piece is stuck. Keep those parts together. Yeah, it's just loose. It was way loose. So it's got two bearings up in here plus the anti-reverse bearing. But listen to that. I mean, that's all that was wrong with that reel, really. I mean, I could stop right here and put it back together. But you know me, I'm going to clean her up. So you got that. You got this little plastic bushing comes out. That's the shaft slides back and forth. And this just falls off pretty much. There's a shim in there, so don't lose that shim. All this stuff stays with the rotor. And we're going to go ahead and take a rotor down. Make sure it's all good. Take it loose right here. Pay attention to how when you take these reels apart, how the line rollers are set up. I did not pay much for this reel, and that's why I'm willing to spend a little bit on parts if it needs it. It may not need too much. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be okay. And that should come out, but I'm not having any luck. Here it comes. Okay, so that's just really dirty. This comes off. Sometimes these have bearings in them. It's just got a shim and a shim. So it's got two shims, and it looks like it's got a, yeah, it's got a bushing. So it does not have a bearing in it. It's just got a bushing. That's okay. If it were a Shimano guaranteed 100%, that'd be a bearing. That's okay though. This side over here is just a dummy side. So there's no spring action to it. So we're just going to take this loose and get it out of the way. It's just kind of gummy, you know. I mean, it's got some wear to it, but that inside of that reel looks brand new. I don't know what happened to this reel. I don't know who got a hold of it and messed it up, but I want to say there's a bushing in there. I want to say I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I don't see where that's a bushing. Okay, so we're good there. There's the bail wire. Over here, take this screw off this cap right here. And this cover just lifts off. And you got your bail spring right there. It's got the coil spring, not a torsion spring. And there is your bail trip. So how you do this is take your little, this is the handiest little tool I've made ever for anything. You take that, you stick in there and you pull that spring up, and that will keep it from flying out of there. And you can pull that spring off. And now we're going to take this screw out right here. And you'll put it back together in the same steps as you take it apart, just in reverse. So this pulls out. Your plastic guide with the bell spring comes out, and then your bell trip comes out, and that's the rotor. And all this will clean up beautiful. And yeah, this is going to be a nice little reel. So got that done. Let's take a look at this right here. So underneath here, you got a bearing. Of course, you got your pinion shaft, which we see right there. But you got a bearing, anti-reverse bearing, and bearing. So we'll take these apart. This is just a retainer. I don't know why somebody would have loosened that up and not tried to pull the shaft out, because the axle shaft looks like it's never been out of this reel. So I don't know what kind of atrocities have happened here. It could have just come loose, may not have been quite tight enough from the factory. But see, this comes out as a cartridge. So this, we're done with the main body. I can clean all that up just the way it is. The first thing out is your bearing. Okay. These are two different size bearings. In the manual or part schematic here, this is really faded for some reason. It's brand, I just printed it off, but their bearings, I really like the way Penn did this. It's A, B, C, and D. It's a 4-bearing reel. That's a spacer that comes out of that. Go right there. Here's your anti-reverse bearing, and then there was a bushing down the other side of that, so those are both the same size. Then you got your last bearing, and then there is your, and we're going to check all these bearings out good. There's an anti-reverse bearing. We'll check that out too. There's nothing wrong with that bearing. That the small one goes to the inside, and it does not have shields on it. This is your outer bearing. It's feeling pretty good. This is your handle shaft bearing. I think it's okay. And that's the other handle shaft bearing. This would be the left side bearing, and this is your right side bearing. So let's clean those bearings off just a little bit before we look at that. I always clean them off good, and then I'll put some oil on them, on the bearings, and let it soak in while I'm working on the rest of the reel. You know, it's, I don't know, but in theory, you shouldn't have to oil bearings, but yeah, I do. And take this one out, or clean this one up. So it's actually a 5-bearing reel, okay? And I say that because your anti-reverse bearing is considered a bearing. It's an anti-reverse, but it is a bearing. Does that make sense? So it's not a roller bearing. It's a needle bearing that has a clutch system in it. So that's how that whole thing works. And we're going to take a look at that and see how it looks. But while that's happening, we'll go ahead and start the soaking process on these bearings. You can pull the sleeve out. Pay attention on the Shimano's. They're square on one end and just round on the other. This one is square all the way around. Or, what did I say, square? D-shaped on one end and round on the other. And this one's D-shaped all the way through. You'll have to pardon me. Let's see how dirty this is. I don't think it needs to be replaced. I think I got really lucky on this reel that it was just a minor thing with it. You can put your shaft back in there. You see how it clutches? And I've actually got it upside down. It will go in the reel like this. Your rotor's turning like that. No, wait a minute, I had it right. Yeah, I get my head wrapped around here. Yeah, that's right. So I had it right the first time. Yeah, because your rotor is turning like this and you don't want it to back up. So that's correct. So there's nothing wrong with this. I'm going to poke it about halfway through. And I'm going to give it just some light oil. You don't want to put any heavy, grease in here. I mean, I guess I could run this in the cleaner, but I don't think I need to. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's just see. After putting some oil on it, how dirty it is. Let's get a fresh Q-tip. I mean, all you see is oil. Just so even the anti-reverse bearing, beautiful shape. You put some more oil back in it. I think I got lucky. This is probably the most expensive part on the reel is this anti-reverse. So we're going to set it over here with these bearings. And we won't wash it. So I can go up and order my parts. Since I don't have to order anything but a handle and a plate, that's only like $15. I'm sorry, the cover, the bearing cover on this side needs to be, it was missing. So I had to order that. And somebody robbed the handle out of it, basically. So, and I might go ahead and order this. Yeah, that's number 226 on the schematic. So looking pretty good on this reel, folks. I'm going to get the parts on order. I'll clean it up. And when the parts come in, we'll put it together and we'll have a nice little 3,000 size freshwater reel I can use for bass. Be a good one to go wade fishing on the rivers and creeks. I mean, if I go in, I go in. It's a fairly well sealed reel. And if I fall down, tear it up, it's nothing worth a whole lot. And it probably will run just as good as a very expensive Shimano. Nah, probably not. I'm just kidding. But it'll run fine for catching a bass. So, all right. Let's get some parts on order. I'll be back once it's cleaned up and we'll put it back together. Well, I'm back. It's been about a week. Mystic was a little slow on the shipping this time. And check out my new toothpaste. I don't know what it's called. It's to get all you can out of a tube of caulking or whatever it is you're working on. I found that on the floor. That goes on something. I don't know. My garage is an absolute mess right now. Absolute mess. So we'll just, there's why I keep finding the floor. Every time I toss it in the box, it flies back out at me. Hey, I made it. All right, here's this Penn Fierce 3000. I've got a 4,000. I've got a 5,000. Some of them are Fierce. Some of them are Fierce. I don't know. I got a little bit. But as you remember, I ordered the new cover for the rotor over here, so we can toss that one in the parts box. Not that I'll ever need it, but there we go. I actually made it in there. I got the new cover. They call it a gear dust cover. It goes over on, this was missing from this reel, and it goes over here because I fish with a reel in the normal fashion, not with cranking it over here like you odd people do. And then I got this new heel plate, which replaces this one that's been rubbed heavy. So we'll have something a little bit shiny. It'll be the shiniest part on the whole damn reel. I missed the box again. And then the handle was missing, so here we go. I'm getting ready to go back to work. At least I think I am. I think I've gotten a job. So I won't be working on as many reels as I have been. But right now, my channel is got videos all the way out through March of 2026. And it is August of 2025. So I'm a little ahead. So when I do go back to work, it's not the end of the world. I'll still be able to stay ahead of it, I think. So this thing here, let's get started on this reel. Let's make something happen with it. Let's see how good this does. We need to put some grease up in here. Look at that. It comes out pretty good, don't it? So this piece here goes down in that hole and just sits down in there. And then we'll get a little bit on that. And it's going to sit into the bottom of the bell arm. I gotta put some grease on this because it will definitely be rubbing on that. This is big and obtrusive, but it works. I can finally get all the lube out of my damn silicone. And so anyway, you put it in there like that, and then that's how that works. And you got to put the screw back in there, which, oh geez, which one was it? Are those both the same? I guess they're both the same, so it doesn't matter. We'll just put one in it then. We'll put that screw in right there. Make sure it moves. Then your spring goes in just like that, and you'll set that spring right down in there and don't let it fall out. And then we're going to put a little bit of grease on top of all that. Just like that. And then we'll put this real pretty cover back over it. And it gets one of these smaller screws here. It's got to figure out which one it is. That one goes to the rotor lock. Rotor nut lock. So we'll put this one in. And after you put your cover on, you can test this thing and make sure it's okay. We got that. We will give this side some grease. I'm shaky. I need some lunch. I haven't had lunch yet. And it's late. And so this goes on over here like this. And it gets one of these, it gets the last big screw. Goes in there. Going to head out and grab some lunch as soon as I get this one done. Or go make me a sandwich, one or the other. All right, now on your, this goes with this. These go with, all this goes with the, this will go with, all this goes with the line roller. All that goes with the rotor itself. So the line roller has a bushing in it. We'll put that in there. And then the line roller only goes one way, folks. We're going to put some oil on there, and then this goes on It goes on there like that. And then this goes up into here. These Teflon washers, one of them will go up in here like this. And then the roller goes on like that. And why do I have something stuck in that roller? That's not good. All right, we got it out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wow. I can't believe it stopped right there. I don't normally drop stuff, but when I do, it usually winds up back there over in the corner. And yeah, it's over with. So we'll put that back on there, and we'll put this big screw in. This reel will not be used in salt water. I plan on using fresh water only. It's going to be one of my bass reels. I'm slowly phasing out using some of my antique reels for bass and panfish. Why is that not turning? There it goes. It's turning. Just needs to get the oil on it good. Okay, the rotor is done. We're going to put the pinion in. The pinion got this open bearing first. Goes down there like that. We're going to give it just a little bit of this heavier oil. This is like a gear oil. It's just like an 80-90 weight. And it will go in like this. We're going to go ahead and grease everything up. We'll put it in there. That. It also got, well, that goes in the other side. Never mind. No. Where did that go? Oh, it goes. One of them goes. Yeah. Okay, let's hang on here just a second. I believe one goes up in there. So let's get, Lord have mercy. Let's get some grease up in here. And then we'll get that in there somehow. So that little bushing, they're both exactly the same size. You just got to get one of them in here, and it goes in like not like that, because it's not going in. There. Bushing goes in there like that. And then your bearing goes down in. And then the anti-reverse bearing drops in like this. Okay. Got to kind of stuff that in as you go, like that. And then this goes in the cup. It's a bearing cup, which I've automatically gotten stuck. That's great. Why did I get it stuck like that? That's not good. Let me give it a little tap here. I got it going sideways, and we don't want to come back straight. Okay, should slide right in. Now we got it. Then this bearing goes in just like that. And to hold all that in, you've got this plate. This plate is timed a certain way. It'll only go one way. Okay. Then it's going to get this spacer or shim. It's more like a spacer. And then this little And Teflon bushing goes in there. And we'll put a little bit of grease on this ramp so it doesn't get too much extra wear to it and works smoothly and all that good stuff. Then we're going to put I think this was supposed to go in after I put the I don't know if you noticed in my videos, my smashed thumb, it's finally gotten all the way out to the end now. So it's now the thumbnail is real thin and I'm fighting with it. So we'll put this nut on there. I can't remember if this goes over that or under. I want to say it goes over that. No, that probably don't make any sense. Come on, get out of there. Cohesion is a real thing, man. Real thing. All right, let's put this on. Oh, she's all torqued up about something today. Just never mind the dog. Probably a squirrel or something. Okay. Then I do believe that goes in last. Maybe not. Well, let's look at it. I got the freaking schematic right here. Come on, John. No, I got it wrong. Glad I called it before I went too much further. It actually goes in underneath this nut. Yep. And that actually retains that in there, so that works out well. Because I had one, and I might have to go back and change. I can't remember which reel it is. It might have been a Battle that had one of those bushings in it, and it was kept popping out. But I got it in there finally. And then you got your retainer, which you're just going to have to figure out which one of these holes it'll line up best with. That one right there will work really well. We'll put the retainer in. And that keeps the nut from backing off. Why is it not going in there? There it goes. It's a little swirly. I think it'll be okay though. Your smaller bearing goes down into the housing, just like that. Okay. And we're going to grease everything up. I really like this thing. Look how shaky I am. I need some nutrition. And then put some grease up into that track up in there. This will go in like that. Don't worry about grease yet. We're going to take care of that. It's about to pull out though. I got to figure out how to make it stay better. So you'll grease that gear up really well. And then this just kind of falls into place. Maybe. What in the devil? Okay. Sometimes it's an absolute fight. Got that in there. There's a hair. We got to get that out. There's another hair. I'm telling you, this dog and this cat create hair all over this house, even in places they never go. Neither one of them come into the garage. I still have hair everywhere. Don't understand it. Okay, so we're going to grease this up to take care of the grease on that gear. Well, I think it's sliding out on me. We might do some work on this thing, make it work a little better. Yeah, it's sliding out. It worked well up until right there. The cuts. It's getting ready to break. We're just gonna keep going with it. If it breaks, it breaks. I'm not worried about it. Wow. Okay. We're going to have to get away from that for just a minute. We'll go back to this one. This is the same stuff from all I can tell, folks. The Super Lube and the Lightning Lube are the same thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see any difference. And I don't have a microscope to look at it or anything fancy like that. But I'm just saying. That'll go in there. That's your main gear. And now we can put the shaft in, the axle shaft. That definitely needs some oil on it as it goes in. And you will line it up with, uh-oh, it's getting crooked on me. And then there's a screw that goes in there and holds that shaft to the crosswind block. Whew. Note to self, don't do fishing reels when you're hungry. Blood sugar's low. Okay. It gets the shim and this, well, it's two shims really. They go in right there. This bearing will go on right there. All the bearings were in good shape. I didn't have to do nothing to them. We can put the cover on now. You've got 3 screws that have seals on them, little Teflon seals. They go in these 3 holes. They're open to the air, to the outside of the reel. And you got this little bitty screw that goes in right there. Don't tighten this one up yet, but tighten the other 3. So you might ask, why did you put, and how much money, okay, this is a fair question, I'll answer. How much money did I put into this reel to get it up to speed? I had $22 in parts. This was the most expensive part. The 2 covers that I got for aesthetics were only like $3 total. I think shipping was another $7 or $8, so I'm in under $30, which I said I would not spend more than $40 on this reel. So I made it there with that. So we're good there. And okay. So I got a little oil down the bottom of that hole, and it was hydrolocking a little bit. Squeezed back out. Yeah, that's what it was. So this cover here, it's got that little hook on it. It goes up in that hole there. And then back on here. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this one up now. So I paid like $5 for the reel at auction because I bought it in a box of reels. So I'm averaging out the price of all the reels. So that's fair enough, right? They were all worth something. So I'd say it was, on average, it was $5. And I got $27 in parts. So I got a little over $30 in this reel. I have seen these original Fierce, the Fierce ones, or Fierce, on sale at Sports Authority in Wilmington for like $45. I think I actually bought one there. So yeah, it's not I didn't gain a lot here, but I think I got a really nice little reel. We'll put a little bit of grease on those threads, and we're going to, wow, that's really, really stiff for a brand new reel, but we'll fix it. Put a little bit of oil on there, and then we're going to just thread this bad boy home. I was worried if this handle would match, but it actually looks pretty dang good. It's got a swirl to it, but there's nothing wrong with the bearing, so I don't know why it's got a swirl to it. There's no oil hole, but what we can do is we can pop that little Penn logo off the end. I think it will come out. Maybe it won't. Yep, there it goes. And we can squirt some oil down in there. And just put that logo back in. Watch that logo fall out now. It looked like it had some glue on it. There we go. Now it's smooth. Probably could have benefited from some new bearings. Not gonna lie. I believe it's the top bearing. The anti-reverse bearing is definitely working the way it should. Yeah, I might order some bearings for it. I don't know. We'll just fish with it and see. All right, let's do the drag. We got 3 felts here. I think one of the felts goes in first. We'll try it this way. I can't remember. Well, let's look at this. I keep forgetting. I got the dang schematic right here in front of me. Yeah, felt goes in first. Yes, I'm putting cows on it. I want a smooth drag when old smallmouth hits. Put a felt washer in. It's going to get a keyed washer. Then another felt washer. Perfect little reel for wade fishing. You know, if you go in, it's pretty well sealed. You'll fish the rest of the day without having a problem. All my antique reels are not sealed well. And golly, my dog is going nuts up there. Put that in there. Then, get my hands cleaned off. You need to put just a little bit of grease in those 3 holes where this drag retainer goes. It's also a seal. And we'll see if these will stick to my screwdriver. Like that. Oh, that's not in the right place, so hang on. Let's keep spinning around here. That's more like it. Okay, if you get one that does that, just take a little dab of grease and put on your screwdriver. I can't screw set these Phillips heads. I don't have a screw setter for them. But you can do that. Just put a little bit of grease on the end. It'll hold it. Once you get all 3 of them in and started, you can go ahead and tighten them down. Just 2 fingers tight, and not even really put anything on it with 2 fingers. They're small screws and going into aluminum. Yeah, they will strip out or break off. So don't get crazy with it. And this is a sealed drag. It's got a rubber seal on it right there, which goes into that retainer I just put on there. We'll give that just a tad of grease. And put the drag on. Other than being a noisy reel, swirly, that's for sure. But it's done. I'll put some line on it. Oh, let me set it right there. That was fun. I enjoyed working on that fishing reel, and that wasn't vintage, but it was still a cool reel to do. Oh, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next for y'all. I actually got one I'm gonna fish with. It's not vintage either. When it comes to freshwater fishing, when I use modern gear, I prefer Penn spinning reels and Shimano spinning reels. Exclusively that, and actually I've got one Penn reel. It's 1,000 size I really like, but really anything under 2,500, I like Shimano. Anything over 2,500, I like the Penns. I figure I'm going to be putting, if I'm fishing for something that big, I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. And so that's where I came up with the 3,000 there. It's going on a bass rod. When it comes to bait casting, I use either Shimano or Penn. I'm sorry, Shimano or Ambassador. I don't use any Penn bait casters unless I'm at the coast. But I picked one up that I'm going to work on next, so stick around. That video will be out next. And really enjoy these. I like fishing with modern reels too, as much as I do the vintage reels. I like the instant anti-reverse on modern reels that I don't get out of the vintage reel. And it's apples to oranges. They're two totally different reels, vintage of eras. And I started out fishing with non-instant anti-reverse on anything, and now I've got it, and it's a nice feature. It's too bad you can't take older reels and switch them out. It's just, you can, but it takes a lot of machine work, and it's hardly even worth it. I know a few people have taken some of the Penn 704s and 706s and turned them into instant anti-reverse. Yeah, I get that, but it's not worth my time and money. So anyway, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. I appreciate everybody watching. The channel's still growing. I'm just growing slow, like moving like a centipede, I guess. But like I said, I'm hoping to go back to work pretty soon. Had a couple really good job interviews, and anyway, please like and subscribe, and share my channel. If you know somebody's got a Penn Fierce or any reel that I work on, share the video with them so they at least have it on record on their phone or wherever, that they know where to go if they need to fix it sometime or another. So take a kid fishing, whether it be vintage or new stuff. Take them fishing. It don't matter. They love it. They don't care what's rod and reels in their hand. They don't know the difference. They just like to fish. Start out with bluegills, trout, move up to bass, crappie, and smallmouth, largemouth bass, striped bass. If you live near a lake like we do with big striped bass, hire a guide to take you out. Take your kid out. They're going to put you on fish. Man, that kid's going to love that stuff. It's expensive, but if you only do it once a year, what you hurting? All right, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.